Okay. Um, so we're going to be doing the negotiation here for the Mexico venture. This is my first international client. Um, Looking to learn more about your operations that you guys do in Mexico. Um, I did have I personally had a business anthropology class in my undergrad. So I know that I need to ask more questions just to figure it out. So
Okay.
uh, I, I, I could go in and start with an introduction that I'm Alex Morgan. I have a wife that we've been together for 18 years. We have three kids. I've been living in the Bay Area for 20 years. Our youngest, our youngest daughter is finally getting into soccer, and I'm trying to coach the team. So we're always busy, and trying to be this account manager, trying to pick up from with the guy that left. I'm trying to just learn more about how that you operate down in Mexico.
Okay. Um, well, a little bit about me. I am Luisa Martinez and I'm 28. I've been married 8 years. I've got three children. They're 7, 5, and 12. Um, we have visited, personally, my spouse and I have visited the US twice. So the first time we attended a trade show in Chicago, and the second time was for a vacation in Los Angeles, which was actually really, really nice. We also drove to San Francisco.
Okay.
Um, we do spend a lot of time with our family here in Mexico. We're pretty big with family. Um,
Okay.
my brother actually works for the company, um, and football is our big time sport that
Yeah.
we're all into it. So we have a lot of fun with that. I've worked for Algorithm USA for about 4 years prior to my role now. Um, and I've sold data for them and the main competitors. So I'm pretty well rounded in this field.
All right. Great. Um, yeah. Out of the notes from our last guy, you know, he put that you were really successful for being 28, and I mean that was really impressive. It, the notes also said that you increased the sales by 100% with the training, and um, I, I, it's apparent that you know how to grow the business. So um, I'm just trying to look for more of an understanding of what it is that how it runs and what kind of issues and solutions can we come up with.
Okay. Well, there are a couple of, I guess, areas of concern where I know there's certain stipulations as far as US versus Mexico. So just finding that happy medium right now, because one of our biggest obstacles right now is the Mexican dollar has nearly like tripled. So what used to be the discs used to be sold at 300 and now they're sold at 900. So we're having some serious sales issues here as well, you know, and then the United States, $100 is $100 and it's
Yeah.
remained the same.
Yeah.
So we've really seen a significant drop there.
Okay. Um, yeah. That was one of the things that I was going to ask about is like what does that mean and do do we have any ideas on how to make that work?
Well, I would maybe try to offer some sort of discount off of the list price. I think would help out tremendously to do a discount on the American price, and then it would,
Yeah.
I think it would.
Are we doing currently 10% discount?
Um, yes.
Okay.
They'll only allow me to allow it up to 10%, but I think we need to go maybe a little bit beyond that if that's possible.
Okay. Um, what kind of discount are you thinking of?
Well, I mean, I was thinking in order to make this a little more successful, possibly doing up to 25%.
Okay. Um, would this just be for the devaluation period, or would this be a long-term?
I think it could be something that we could just kind of assess, as because the Mexican dollar is fluctuating constantly. So,
Yeah.
you know, try to keep it within means of, so it's not triple what it was. Try to keep the discount reasonable where we're not losing, we're actually generating more business by offering that. Kind
Okay.
of complicated.
What if we tried setting like a ratio between the 10% and 25% and base it on between the 300 and 900? And then, so like as the peso increases its value, then the discount would drop as well. So that way that ratio remains the same.
Yeah, I think that would be really, really helpful to boost sales
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah, the currency, I noticed that and I was like, ooh, that's been triple. that's,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
big jump. um,
So
okay.
we'll do, and we can revisit this a little, as we go through this, but
Okay.
I think we're on the right track there to um, maybe have it something where it's going to fluctuate.
Yeah.
If if it's 900 pesos, maybe go more towards that 25, but
Okay.
still leave a little wiggle room in case.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I don't think that we could go any more than 25%. So
No, yeah, I don't
if the
think so.
peso goes to 1,000, then the discount would still have to be 25%. But
Yeah, okay, I agree with that.
okay. Um, Also, I think that Alan left a couple notes that he thought that more sales staff was needed. Um, and I think that we were suggesting three people. Uh, I was curious of what why he thought that we needed three people and why why didn't you want to go in and hire three people?
I feel like if we go and we hire more people, we're going to need to invest more money in training, more money because in Mexico there's a lot of different stipulations when you go and hire full-time employees. Your mandatory bonuses you have for Christmas. The bonuses can be up to 1 month of their pay,
Oh,
and you don't have a choice. um 3 months of severance pay to anybody that's terminated after being employed by the company for a year. So
uh,
the more people that you add on there, the more risks that you're, you know not really risks, but more investments that that we have to put into these people. And I think that the sales team that I have in place right now, I'm very, very confident that they can keep up with the pace as of right now. Now, sure, when business does increase and we're not losing as much, then I think adding another person would be good. But to just jump right into 3 people, I think would be a little excessive.
Okay. Um, okay. So as we go on and increase sales or continue to increase sales, then we can revisit adding more staff.
Yeah, because I think the guys that we've gotten that I have in place right now, I think that they could really keep up with, they've been well trained. They've been with me for years. And I'm confident that they can handle the workload right now.
Okay. Um, Speaking of the staff, the there was something about the sales staff and the compensation and how that it's kind of a pool system. Um, that kind of seems,
Commission.
yeah, that seems unique for here in the U.S. So can you get a little bit into of why that's the way? Because I think that we were looking at trying to do a merit based pay structure, so that we want that competition and we want to go on and try to boost sales as much as possible. So we didn't really want to go on and reward people for just uh, not pulling their weight. So what I'm kind of wanting to do is try to figure out why that it's that way.
Well, it just keeps everything pretty steady and everybody, it creates a more worry-free environment rather than, you know, everybody being on different levels and competing against each other.
Okay. Yeah,
Because it can be a problem when you have people, you could end up with people taking other sales and, it just makes it a little bit more chilled out.
okay. No, yeah, I was just trying to get an understanding of it, like what the what is going on with it. And then I think that it was saying that there's only the 2 top salespeople. Uh, why is is it acceptable that that the 2 people are closing the most sales within the group, and are they okay with pooling their commission essentially to everybody else that's not getting the sales?
Well, it helps to really for the employees to each, first of all, know their role, but then to also work with the other levels to achieve a larger goal. So it's kind of like little pieces of the pie, and each person obviously should be entitled to it because, I mean, even our receptionist is helping the sales team.
Okay.
We feel like it helps everybody from the bottom up.
Okay. So did it were you saying that the other salespeople helped with the your top performers close their deals?
Sometimes, but I mean, there's 2 different tiers. There's a 30% commission level, um, and then there's a 10% commission level.
Okay.
Keeping that steady, I really feel keeps everybody motivated and working towards the same end result, which is obviously going to be selling
Yeah.
product. So
Okay. Yeah, it again, I'm just trying to learn more about how your operation goes. So, I'm not trying to be too pushy or dozy with this, but it kind of helps me understand like where that you guys are coming from and how can we go in and help each other, during, moving forward. Um, so that was that. We did meet the three. Sorry, I'm just kind of reviewing my notes and trying to make sure that I'm getting everything.
That's a
Um,
What about advertising? What do you think about that?
uh, actually, that can be my next question. um, what is going on with the advertising and promotion? And Alan had in his notes that he thought that he was against it. Um, I'm trying to understand why. Why do you want the budget for that, and why could he be against it?
Well, I think so. If we're going to be discounting our product, then we obviously need to sell more product. So I think if we took and invested more into our advertising and promotion department, then the more customers we're going to bring in, which will help compensate for that discount. And then we can start, hiring another sales team, another salesperson, and it'll just trickle down. But we have to get the competition. We gotta get them.
Okay. I don't know if this is part of the scenario, but what kind of advertising are you thinking? Like, is there like how do we go on and advertise this? you know, I'm kind of curious for myself, like, because what we're selling CDs for data, for exporting out data. So would it be like more electronic based advertising, social media based advertising, promotion, like professional advertising, or like billboards or?
I think just the combination of everything, really.
Okay.
Maybe do some promotions for customers that refer other customers to us, or I know we're already gonna be discounting this pretty significantly, but maybe investing more into as far as networking with other companies as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different advertising options out there. It's just what's in the budget.
Yeah, that's kind of why that I'm trying to like get an idea of what kind of advertising, because the referral like the referral promotion, I think that could be something that could be good, and as well as the professional advertising, and I think that we could justify it as being more strategic with who that we're targeting, as opposed to just blanket advertising. So like I'm trying to develop like a plan of, hey, we need this money for this, and that way that I can kind of get an easier approval than, oh yeah, I just need money. So
right.
So
but also oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Like marketing on Facebook, or some online marketing. That's that's definitely something that's not super expensive either.
Yeah, and and by getting like an idea of what kind of advertising that we're doing, that can help us scale the numbers appropriately, like when we're trying to get that part of the deal through. Um, so on here, um, we uh, we were trying to understand more like how that the operation is handled there. Um, one of the just looking over the data, it looked like your brother was drawing a large administrative salary. I was trying to understand more, like what does he do and how does it work with the receptionist there?
Well, my brother does all of the managing on the inside. So I'm more of the sales end of things. So I'm out in the field a lot, whereas he is on the inside. He takes care of and makes sure that everything is going the way it needs to go for the company.
Okay.
He has a lot of responsibilities.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to understand more of it. And uh, we don't want to go on and get into a scenario that we are, like just paying family because they're on the staff. So as long as he's managing the day to day operations, that's more acceptable because it probably wouldn't look good for me just to go out on
Yeah.
a wall, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
okay. Uh, it it also said that you have another site in Mexico at Guadalajara. Um, can can you tell me a little bit about that? It kind of sounds like a small facility. Wouldn't know if that there would be any like restructuring to bring it to your facility and kind of just keep it all within the one place, or like what it may be too expensive in Mexico City, but what does it do? How does it work? Um, I think that I called Carlos also, and he was saying that there was a lot of absenteeism, uh, and that's something that we just kind of don't usually deal with here.
Yeah, we do have a lot of absenteeism. That is definitely a problem. Last year, I did recommend that the company pay a transportation company to actually transport these employees. They're just having issues, getting to work. Um, and then maybe even offer them up a small bonus for the employees that have perfect attendance. Give them some motivation to find a way to get to work if they didn't like the idea of the transportation company
Yeah.
helping these guys get to work. So
Is is there like a robust infrastructure there that they'd be able to take like a bus system or something like that, or
a lot of transportation allowances is actually a common practice in Mexico
okay.
because transportation is so expensive and there's a lot of families that can't afford a car. So, but Alan turned down the idea. He was not a fan of it. So we didn't move forward with that. So, trying to think outside of the box to get these people to and from work so they can make a living, but also, you know, work for
Yeah.
the office. It's hard.
Oh, okay. Would would there be any opportunity somehow offset that cost if that we were to look at a transportation allowance?
Um, I
I'm
mean,
not
we could.
sure if I'm not sure how or what would that look like?
Gosh, I don't know. Obviously, if we have a way to get the employees there, it's going to increase production. So
Um, do do you think that they'd be opposed to like maybe working an extra half an hour to kind of help offset the cost and get more of the product out?
I'm sure they would. I don't see that being an issue.
Okay. Just,
But maybe we could go in and take a survey, uh, see what their thoughts are on that.
that's a good idea. I remember hearing that one time in my MBA classes about finding out what the employees want.
Yeah, so that's an idea. We could try that. See,
Okay. Um,
you don't want to go signing a contract to get these people to and from work, and none of them want to work.
yeah, they're like,
You can't do that.
if it, I think our notes also said that there was 7 people on the payroll. If we were to go through with the transportation, we would prefer to get that back down to the 5 instead of the 7.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm sure we could do that.
Okay. Um, then I think that was the highlights that we had. Let me see here. Um, oh, also, uh, what is there? I think that we kind of went over it, but you're uh, you did increase the sales and training by 100%, but we were concerned that we had too many trainers there. Um, what? How would that like? Is there a reason that we need the staffing levels that we do have? So like the receptionists and the trainers. I think that we have what 2 or 3 trainers there.
Yeah, I think that because the sales team is I mean they're really good. They're very knowledgeable and they do amazing at what they do. I don't think that they need really any training. Now we would need trainers obviously, or we could just have the sales team train the new, as we grow and start selling more and notice that we're going to need a more sales team personnel, then we could just have the sales team train the sales team and just do away with training altogether. Maybe appoint 1 or 2 head sales employees and have them work with the new hires.
Uh, what I think it was saying that you charge the customers for the training.
Yeah, but I mean, now if we discount this, we're not going to be really able to. Something's got to give. If we're going to be offering a discount as steep as 25%, we're going to have to
Yeah.
release some roles.
Well, one of the things that I was curious about is because it did say that you increase the sales and training. So Uh, I'm curious at how much that we could, um, how that the sales would go if we just rely solely on training. Because I think that it was saying that each of the training sessions provides $1,000 in revenue. Um, especially at 900 pesos. That's 900 pesos for it's what 9,000. So that's some pretty substantial revenue. Are we sure that we don't need the trainers?
Um, I guess the question would be, would the sales team be able to train as well as the trainers? Would they, so if we didn't have the trainers, would the sales team be able to perform for the new hires so that we could still have the same result?
Yeah. Or is that kind of your competitive advantage? I don't know. I don't know like what the competition is in Mexico for these data programs. But I mean, I also want to make sure that if they're buying from your company, that we want to make sure that they continue their expectations of what you would provide them. Are you there, Nikki? Okay, we're starting back up. We had a little bit of communication issues. I guess the broadband isn't that great in Mexico right now.
It's hot here. My computer overheated.
Okay.
Okay, so kind of pick up where we left off.
Yeah, the last part, I don't know
I guess.
what we were what we left off on. So we'll just kind of start the part over. But I was asking about the receptionists and reducing the amount of trainers. I think that I commented that you guys are making a lot of revenue based on uh, different training sessions, and I didn't know if that was your company's competitive advantage. I guess the other competition that's in Mexico and South America. So I was just trying to learn more about it, and if we need as many trainers, and if we need the receptionist, then we need to kind of make sure that we iron that out.
Why does this keep doing this? Okay, here we go. Sorry, my screensaver came on. Okay, so I think that I'm not sure how much value the receptionist actually adds to what we're doing.
Okay.
So that could be an area where we could save as well.
Okay. Yeah, especially now with everything being digital, it might make sense. Okay. And then what did you think about the amount of trainers that you guys have?
Um, I mean, the trainers do bring in quite a bit of extra income. Um, if need be, we could take one out, but I think they do add a lot of value.
I guess that would we look at the cost benefit of each of the trainers and say, okay, if you guys are doing these training sessions that are bringing in this amount of revenue, then that's fine. But if we are not bringing in, like if we're spending more on training than we're making, then I would suggest reducing the amount of trainers. But if we're making revenue and profit, then I think that would be a good thing.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. Okay. Then we discussed the labor, the amount of labor at the Guadalajara site being 5. If that we did the transportation allowance, right?
Yeah, I think the transportation allowance will, help these people get to and from work. But I think it's also going to boost revenue as well, production.
Okay. Um, and trying to read this here. What the heck was I thinking? Um, I think that you mentioned earlier that your sales pool is a 30-10 split. Was that right?
The commission,
Yes.
the commission structure. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think it was just an example.
Okay. Um, is there anything that you think that we could do to boost the sales and increase the motivation for the sales team?
Well, like I was saying before, I think by decreasing, offering the percentage off is going to help with that. It's going to help increase sales
Okay.
between that and marketing. And I think that's going to
Yeah.
really help with the motivation part because
Okay.
people are going to see, obviously see a better commission.
Okay. Yeah. That one of the things that I'd like to challenge your sales team with is that if we are going to be discounting these the units for the CDs going out, we would like to go in and try to set a quota so that way that we can achieve the sales numbers that we're looking for. So that way that it also is like a motivation that, like, hey, these are the sales that we need to hit, but if that they can go above and beyond and increase the sales past what our sales plan has stated, um, then we might be able to do like a 5% bonus on top of that.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. I like that. I think that'll help make them, they have a certain quota, but then if they go above and beyond, there's even more motivation there.
Yeah, I think that it's like what we'll add 10 to 15% more units sold.
Yeah. Yeah, because one of the obstacles we're facing here is we're decreasing the cost of the discs, but that also is going to decrease the commission per disc.
Yeah,
So there's, we'll have to, I think by offering something above and beyond incentive wise, I think that's going to help.
um, I think that is everything that I needed to that I had questions on. What what kind of issues, aside from what we already discussed, are you seeing there? Like, is there anything that we missed, or do we like how else can we go in and make sure that you guys are successful there?
Well, what about the one thing that does concern me is the U.S. office continues to quote budget numbers, and I have no idea where these figures are coming from.
The budget numbers,
Yeah,
like for the sales
the
plan.
budget process. Just yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this had I was reviewing Alan's notes, and he increased the sales plan for the first 4 months, and I was wondering, I was also wondering about that too. I think if if I would have had to guess what he was doing, is he saw how successful that you guys were doing, and he increased it based on that.
Okay, okay,
So that's where I'm thinking that the increase in the sales number is. Um, so that's kind of where I think that the sales quota, can kind of help reshape that a little bit better, instead of like we want to go in and hit our sales numbers for sure, but we also want to go in and increase sales too. So
yeah,
maybe if we try to reframe that as like, here's what you guys need to do, you know, and then
okay,
anything else would just be extra for you guys.
okay.
Does that seem
Um, yeah,
doable?
yeah. I think that's good. I think we met. There was one more thing. What about the long term, uh, like the long term plan of this? I know right now we're kind of focused on the actual, but what about our long term?
Um, well, I think it is saying that we bought what, 55% of the company. Is that what we did?
Hold on. Yeah, 55.
Um, so if you're the president and an owner, I'm guessing that you own the other 45%, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, so I, I, I think that we can continue doing business as long as we make sure that that we are hitting the actual sales targets and increase in sales like we have been, or like you have been previously.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
I think one of the key components here for a long term would be definitely increasing our sales staff.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, as long as we're doing, you know, as long as we're increasing the sales and training, um, making sure that we are hitting profit mark, being profitable, you know, I don't foresee any issues.
All right. Awesome. Okay, so just to kind of recap real fast, and then I think we've come to a good a good agreement here.
Yep.
Um, so pricing and sales goals. So we determined we're going to do on a ratio scale, right? So we'll do like if the at from 300 to 900 pesos, and then that'll determine the percentage.
Yep.
Correct.
Between 10%
And
to what,
25.
25?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then no more than 25%.
Yeah. Correct. Even if the peso is at 1,000, we're still keeping it at 25.
Yep.
Okay. And then for the advertising and promotion, did we agree we were gonna maybe increase that a little bit with
Advertising promotion. That was the targeted social media
yeah.
and professional networks, along with the referral bonus for the customer referral.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then as far as the sales staff, I think we've agreed to just keep it as is and then add as needed.
Yes. And we're expecting an increase in the staff because we are uh, pricing the product better. We're doing more advertising, more promotion. So we should expect a sales or adding another person eventually.
Okay. And then the next one would be commission structure. So we decided we were gonna what was it? Give a standard commission, but then above and beyond, they would get an additional 5%.
Yeah. Sales and I think that was the sales in excess of what 10 to 15% is. Would you think 10 or 15 would be better?
I think 10 would probably be good, just because we're decreasing the product, and then maybe above and beyond that 5%.
Um, so sales in excess of 10% would Uh, give a 5% bonus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we've got the commission pool. I guess that's kind of what we were just doing. The labor in Guadalajara.
Yes.
So, yeah, so Alan did not want to do the transportation.
Yeah.
But I think we've come to an agreement to maybe take a survey, see what the employees would, if if they would want to be interested in something like that. And maybe even give them a bonus and an attendance bonus.
Um, survey of the transportation allowance. I'm sorry, I was typing. It was the survey of the transportation allowance, and then
Even maybe a bonus for a perfect attendance bonus.
okay. What kind of terms would you think would be with that for the quarter?
Yeah, I think quarterly would be good.
And to offset some of the cost, uh, we'd go see if that we'd request that they work the extra half hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Um, um, one of my action items was about what to do with your brother, being that he's one of the managers, like that manages the day to day. I don't see any action needed at this time, as long as it isn't, like one of those just collecting a paychecks. If it is, then we'll have to do something about that. But if he's managing the day to day stuff, then then he's fine.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a good job with that.
Okay. Uh, also, with the um, we also agreed that with the current digital environment that a receptionist wasn't needed, that we would be able to um, maintain this more electronically.
Yeah.
Okay, and um, then with the trainers, uh, we would review to make sure that they are generating revenue. and revenue for the company. And if they were not generating revenue, then, or profit, they were generating profit for the company after their expenses, um, then we would continue with that. And if we were at a deficit, then we would look to reduce some of the trainers.
Yeah.
I believe that that's it. Did I miss anything?
Nope, I think we got it. I just checked them all. Yep, I think we've covered everything here.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to thank you. You were a lot easier to talk to than Alan was. Alan was a little bit, everything was a no.
Well, like I said, the one class with the business anthropology, like that wasn't part of the course. Like I actually did have that as an undergrad. Um, I,
Oh, really?
yeah, the one thing that I do remember out of it is, you really got to go in and understand what's going on, So that's kind of why that I asked more
Yeah.
questions and trying to get your perspective and get an understanding of why things are done the way that they are, as opposed to, just assuming, hey, well, that's what Alan said, so no. So,
Yeah.
but, okay.
All right. Awesome.
I think that's it for
Now,